and programs on behalf of the United States government. Basically, that organization was set up to help starving people throughout the world. And the question becomes lately, why do Donald Trump and Elon Musk want to overhaul that? So let me give you some stats and statistics on bizarre projects, to me, completely corrupt, unaccountable for. And I got to tell you the truth. It looks to me like kickbacks. Let me just give you an example, Steve. 50 million to fund, listen to this one, condoms in Gaza. There's no people living there. It's all rubble. 1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia workplace. 70,000 for production of a DEI musical in Ireland. 47,000 on a transgender opera in Colombia. I could go on and on and on. Steve, what in the world happened here, and are we going to hold these people accountable?
Well, first and foremost, Elon Musk being able to audit these departments, well, he is the highest taxpayer in our country. He pays about 15 billion, that's with a B, billion a year. So, maybe he does want to check the books. Where is my money going?
Yep.
And, I'll give you another one here. How about $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes? Now, I'm in North Carolina. Christy Nome was here yesterday also, helping the victims of the hurricanes and the horrible storms they had here. These people are wiped out. They have nothing. Could you imagine what $2 million would help the people of North Carolina?
Of course.
You know, this money is not going to these causes. This is what they're saying. When he audits these departments and finds out Schumer's, Pelosi's, AOC's, Schiff's, all of them are somehow tied to all of these, I can't imagine the kickbacks that they're getting. This is our money. This is our
outrageous
money, and it's outrageous. And Congress has voted on this. It's ridiculous. I have no problem whatsoever, with Elon Musk auditing these departments. He's the richest and smartest man in the world.
Yep.
Why wouldn't we want him doing this for us?
Of course. Listen to this, Steve. You'll get a kick out of this. I read something that Peter Navarro, so if those that don't know who he is, American economist who is currently serving the senior counselor for trade and I guess manufacturing for Donald Trump. And here's what he says. Looks like billions of dollars have been stolen at USAID and other agencies, much of it going to the fake news media. Wait till you get a hold of this one. As a payoff for creating good stories about the Democrats, the left-wing rag known as Politico seems to have received $8 million. Did the New York Times receive money? Who else did? This could be the biggest scandal of them all. Perhaps the biggest in history. The Democrats cannot hide from this one. Too big, too dirty, Steve. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is, first off, and connect the dots. Connect the dots. These are the same people, also the mainstream media that has been going after Donald Trump all this time because they're in cahoots with them. They're complicit. That's why they're getting paid to write these horrible stories against the president, report on him unfavorably. It's amazing. It's amazing what's happening with our money. We should be outraged. But the left, as the 74 million that voted for Harris, they're screaming at the top of their lungs.
Yep.
Elon is not an elected official.
No.
Well, look what your elected officials have done to you. That money should be left in this country, and we should be benefiting the U.S. citizens. This is amazing. I'm going to give you another one that is crazy. $2 million promoting tourism to Lebanon. So I'm not sure they have some war problems going on there right now. 20 million to Iraq for a version of Sesame Street. Yep. Now, Iraq is funding Hamas. Do you really think that whole 20 million went to go for Sesame Street? I don't think so. It makes me insane. It makes me outraged. As American citizens, everyone should be outraged also.
Yeah, of course. So, you mentioned AOC, and I'll include Omar, criticizing border and deportation. Does that mean they are pro-criminal? As we know, not all migrants have erred and committed crimes. That's not the point. If you have come here illegally, you have committed a crime against the United States of America. Yes, I mentioned last week when we were in studio that I was in Florida, and there was so many terrific people from other countries that were providing social services. Obviously, I didn't ask them if they were here illegal or not illegal, but legal or illegal. But the point is that are these people pro criminal? What are they thinking about, Steve? And frankly, what kind of allegiance do they have to Americans? Number one. Number two, I ask you, the 74 million people that voted for the left, what are they thinking now? I mean, are they satisfied with the betterment of what Donald Trump is doing? I think he's doing a super job. And we could talk about it in a second, but let me let you answer those questions before I move on.
First and foremost, the squad members, Omar and all them, no, they do not love this country. They find this country is at fault for everything that goes wrong in the world, where that is just not true.
Yep.
They want to destroy this country from within. How else? How else would you be okay with millions and millions of people coming into this country legally, most of them criminals, like President Trump says? We've proven that. We're deporting the criminals now. How could they say that that is okay? When they go to represent, there's people in their districts that sent them to D.C. to represent them. How does that represent those people? Do they want crime in the streets?
I don't
know. Do they want murderers roaming?
I don't know.
The districts? I don't think so. I think it's done by design. These people are they were nobodies, and all of a sudden they're in office,
Yep.
and they all think exactly alike. So no, they're in there for their own reasons. They always said that this country would be destroyed from within. No one could destroy us on the outside. And unfortunately, they were succeeding. The good things, and I'll say it, Almighty God stepped in, sent us Donald Trump, and now we are keeping America strong.
Yeah, I was so proud of him this week when he passed and signed that executive order in regards to boys and girls sports. I've been clamoring for this for so long on the airways, like all of us have. And to be honest with you, to me, it was like, my God, this is all common sense. How could any mother or father not want to protect their daughters from the invasion of boys and men into their bathrooms and sports, Steve? Why are we having such trouble with common sense? And you saw the other day, I'm going to be talking to Nicole Stoffer a little later about you saw Maxine Waters and some of these other Democrats. I believe that he is going to shut down the Board of Education, and that needs to be done away with. I think it needs to be the responsibility of the states. And to be honest with you, Democrats today are running around scurried like rats trying to find holes to hide. Go ahead, my friend.
Well, first
I gave you a lot, I know, but I always do that.
You gave me a lot. First off, there's two genders. There's male and there's female. Now, in this country, I always talk about the freedoms, and the freedoms come with responsibility. If you want to walk around and dress like a woman and act like a woman and you're a man, that's fine. You have the freedom to do that. You have every right to do that, and I will fight for your right to do that. But you don't have the right to make other people feel uncomfortable.
I agree.
You don't have the right to create a situation where, under the guise of transgenderism, or I feel I'm a woman, I'm going to walk into a woman's locker room and clearly I'm a man. You don't have the right to infringe on other people. That is the biggest thing. One thing we talk about, and I talk about it all the time with Gina, is about if we had a daughter and she went to Penn, which is hard to get into already, and then have swimming records taken away from her by a male, I'm pretty sure I'd be in jail right now. There's no way. But unfortunately, the parents don't stand up because they get canceled. They're telling that they're homophobic, they're racist, they're this, they're that, they're everything. It's common sense, Barry. Common sense. Yep. Men do not belong in women's locker rooms, and vice versa.
Of course.
It would make say what you say, but if a woman walked into a man's locker room that I was in, I would feel very uncomfortable too. It's just the way that it is. It's common sense.
Listen, Steve, we're up against the break. If you could hang in there till after the break, I have some other thoughts I want to bounce off you. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Love having you. 855-839-1210. See you on the other side of the break.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Hey Philly, this is Tom Bucks, General Manager of Tasty Baking Company. On behalf of Tasty Cake, I want to wish our team good luck in New Orleans. Be sure to have your favorite Tasty Cake treats like candy cakes and crimpets on hand as you cheer the birds on to victory. Tasty Cake, accept no substitutes. Go Birds!
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
Hey, Ambler. We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Follow us anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
Yes, indeedy. I am back. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. On the other line is Steve Paccaraduni, what I call Pac-Man. So, Steve, I want to ask you, Tom Holman, let's take him as an example. What are your thoughts on his job? I mean, he's arresting these people, sending them over to Guantanamo or however the heck you say it. I love what he's doing. Your thoughts, my brother?
Well, listen, it's fantastic what he's doing. First and foremost, Boarding crossings in the last 2 weeks of Donald Trump has been in office are down 90%. I'm going to say illegal crossings are down 90%.
Yep.
They got the message loud and clear. We discussed this before. Locks keep honest people honest. So the honest people that were trying to come into this country have gotten the message. Don't do it. You know, you're not going to be able to come over the border. That's great. Follow the legal process. We welcome you into this country. Follow the legal process.
Yep.
So what that does now, Holden can send all his resources out to go pick up these people off the street, these hardened criminals off the street, send them to Gitmo because we don't want them released back into the world.
Yep.
Here's another fact. The people that are being picked up by ICE right now, 95% of those people already had deportation orders.
Yes.
This is previous to Donald Trump. The issue was, Biden and Harris never acted on a deportation order.
Yep.
So President Trump is picking up on that. The criminals are being taken off the street, which will make us safer. I can't imagine one person in this world that would tell me, well, that's a bad idea.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, when I'm home and I'm preparing for a show, you know, I often Google some of these congressional hearings and these hearings of the senators. And Tom Hawley was unbelievable. Is his first name Tom? I forget already. Well, Hawley, doesn't matter. We all know who he is. Blast Democrat witness for advising senators to vote down deporting criminal illegal aliens. I mean, none of this makes sense to me. We are spending so much money of taxpayer dollars for these hearings, and these buffoons are coming forth, and it's upsetting to the nth degree. And I have to tell you, these sanctuary cities, what do you think should be done? Holman says, I'm going to lock up these minority guys. I'm going to lock them up. The mayors, the governors, I could care less. If you cooperate with illegals and hide them in any which way, I'm coming for you. What's your thoughts?
Well, he's right in doing that. They are breaking the laws now, and they actually, when they took office, they swore to uphold the laws of our country. So they should be locked up. These cities are going to get their fundings cut, and it should happen. Chicago has got major issues, and they have problems, and they need the money from the federal government. But now, of course, you know, their mayor and their governor has said that they're going to fight Donald Trump's immigration policies. Yep. And it shouldn't say even immigration. It should be worded as illegal immigration policies. Sanctuary cities are going to be a thing of the past because once that money stops flowing in, the residents of those cities and those states are going to come hard after these politicians.
I agree.
They won't get it reelected, and all they care about is being reelected.
Yep. Listen, I have a call. I know you're on vacation. I don't want to hold you up any longer. Any last thoughts, as I always say to you, before you go?
My last thought this week is for people that are on the opposite side of Trump. They didn't support Trump. Maybe they voted for Harris or whatever. Please take a good, hard look at what he is doing for this country.
Yep.
And at least say, okay, I won't get in his way anymore. I may not agree with everything, but he is making it safer here for us in this country. Give him a second.
Yep, I'm with you. Listen, have a great vacation. I miss you. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. And we will talk this week, my friend. Give everybody a hug.
Fantastic. Go Birds. Thanks, Barry.
Yes, sir. Nikki Stoffer, my friend from South Jersey, never at a loss for words. Good morning. I want to talk to you about what's going on in education, not just in Jersey, but in this country, my friend. Good morning.
Good morning. It has been a whirlwind since Trump has become president. I have never seen anybody move so fast in my entire life. It's like watching a Jackie Chan movie.
Yep.
The things that he is doing for schools right now is so fast and furious that people can't even
tell us, Nicole, what exactly is happening. Nobody knows more what's going on in the education system in Jersey. Why don't you tell us what you actually see happening? I know, obviously, girls and boys' bathrooms and vice versa isn't going to exist anymore. That's healthy. Boys, not in girls' sports is healthy. What's going on with curriculums? I mean, as you know, he wants to do away with the Board of Education. Tell me your thoughts, because you know I love the kids.
Yes. He's eliminating DEI from all of the institutions, and that poses a huge curriculum change for schools throughout the United States, including New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And if you don't if you don't eliminate these types of lessons from your school, you will lose state funding from your school. Now, that is very exciting to everybody because now they're waiting for things to stop. Things like non-notification policies to parents where they can engage your child about what it means to be transgender and then ask your child if they're transgender. You don't know how to do that anymore. All of that stuff is being thrown completely out of window. All the things that we've been complaining about since 2020 are now on the way out. Except they're really not on the way out because people are trying to decide whether they need to follow state law or federal law. They can't. The superintendents, everybody's scrambling to figure out what to do next. And I think they only have like 45 days left to comply with all of these executive orders before the funding starts getting cut. And I cannot wait. The only thing that Trump didn't think about was a reporting tool. That's what we need. We need a reporting tool because people are ready. They are ready to start reporting their districts for doing the things that they've been doing the entire time. Parents have been complaining for years about these problems.
Well, let me ask you a question.
We don't want drag shows in our schools.
I know.
And then the NJEA comes out. The NJEA, the New Jersey Teachers Union, comes out, and they had this whole thing about protecting trans kids. And you need to stop talking to kids about being trans. That is not your business as a teacher. You're there to teach a subject. You're not there to sit there and affirm a child's gender identity and hide this information from their parents. That is not your job. And yet the NJEA is full on hard on this, full on hard against parents. All the teachers unions, they want the control over
I want to bounce something off you. I watched in the news the other day, and in the state of Washington, they're trying to pass law that if there is something done, an abuse done to a child, that the teachers union or the teachers or the school system has 48 hours to inform a parent. I have never in all of my life heard any nonsense and bull stuff like that. Your thoughts on that? My God.
Well, they're not informing the parents. That's the problem. They don't inform the parents of any, and actually even in New Jersey, Middletown, the township of Middletown, wrote in a policy that said that any sort of incident that occurs or any sort of problem that the child had, whether it be physical or mental, will be immediately reported to the parents. And the New Jersey State Attorney General is suing that school for the parental notification policy, saying it's against the privacy of the student, which is absolutely insane. Your child needs your protection. You are their number one advocate, parents. You are their number one. There are a few bad apples out there, but in general, no one is protecting your child like you protect your child. No one, including the school, including the teacher that only sees them for 9 months out of one entire year in their whole entire life. They need this. If you want to reduce suicidality, if you want to improve mental health, you have to keep clear notification with the parents. And I'm looking forward to all of these notification policies being implemented in every school across the country so that we can protect our kids.
Listen, Nicole, I'm up against the break. Give me a 30-second wrap-up like I always ask. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Well, I can't wait for this administration to start enforcing these rules. There are still problems out there. There's still lesson plans with DEI in them. There's still, and when we're talking about DEI, we're talking about race baiting that creates anger towards all racial groups within the school. It is not about unity. It's about division. We want to see more unity in the schools so that there's less fighting and less bullying. And you do that by eliminating these DEI policies and enough with the sexuality stuff. Kids do not need to have sexuality jammed down their throat and gender identity jammed down their throat by their teachers. They don't need this. They're already anxious. They're already squirrely. They need to calm down, and these teachers need to focus on academics.
Nobody better to offer information than Nicole Stauffer. God bless you. Take care of yourself. EAGLES, Eagles. We are up against the break. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Don't leave me.
There are times where high standards are vital. For example, your football team wouldn't let just anyone start at quarterback. And should you let just anyone give you guidance? We don't think so. In fact, at California Psychics, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. You see, we come from the home of free spirits and open minds. We're not short of spiritual believers or big dreamers. It's why we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. California Psychics connect you with the very best, so we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So, there's never been a better time to give our services a try. That sounds like a touchdown to me. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
I'm Greg Devin, CEO of Independence Blue Cross. At IBX, we understand this city and what makes Philly so great. For more than 85 years, we've been proud to call Philadelphia our home, and we're proud of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text MIND to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text MIND to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text MIND to 200-300. That's MIND to 200-300. MIND to 200-300.
Dawn Stensland here. The extensive selection at Mercedes-Benz of Westchester, Wilmington, and Atlantic City combines luxury with performance across the full lines of sedans, SUVs, coupes, roadsters, and more. From the powerful engine of the 2025 C-Class sedan to the impressive towing capacity of the 2025 GLE SUV, you're going to find a luxury vehicle that meets your needs. Just shop Mercedes-Benz of Westchester, Wilmington, Atlantic City, PiazzaPremiumAutos.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Success is picking up extra shifts for your family. Now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door. Now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone, and University of Maryland Global Campus can help you reach your goals. And there's never been a better time to get started on your future. Apply by February 12th and save with no application fee. As an accredited state university, UMGC has been transforming lives for over 75 years. With more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, online and hybrid courses, personalized support, financial resources, and lifetime career services, achieving your dreams is more possible than ever before. Choose the program that's right for your career goals and get started on your next success. Get your application fee waived through February 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, Percy, we know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Remember to take us anywhere with the free Odyssey app.
I love this song. Yes, indeed, you are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends, 1210 Talk Radio, as we know. Lois, you are live on the air from Florida. Thank you for calling.
Hey, Barry, how are you doing?
Good, my friend. What's going on in Florida?
We don't have to worry about any of the transgender shit down. Sorry, crap down here.
There you go.
Sorry. We're doing fine. Hopefully now my granddaughter does play against boys in Ohio.
Yep.
And pretty much she wins. She's 16 and she takes them down.
Yep.
And that's okay. But my son, there's only one gender for a male, one gender for a female.
Yep. I agree.
You got that? You got that.
Lois, let me ask you a
I
question.
just wanted to call and say
I appreciate that.
it's a wonderful thing you do for us everywhere. And hopefully They
Thank
get
you.
the immigrants out of the hotel in New York
Yep.
and put our veterans back in
Yep.
where
Lois,
they belong.
before I leave you go, tell me the things or the one or two things that stands out in your mind of what this administration is doing that you find to be more admirable than anything else.
I think
Without
getting the
cursing, that's
criminals-
right.
getting the criminals
Uh-huh.
out,
Yep.
first of all.
Yep.
I don't know about birthright. I'm not sure. I'm on the border about that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But the criminals have to go first.
Yep.
And getting that border, he's doing what he has to do, secured. It's going to be secured. And I believe in Donald Trump the whole way.
Yep. Me
And
too.
I'm hoping at the end of his, J.D. Vance can get in there.
Yep. I hope so too. Listen, we
that's
need
what we
some
hope.
sunshine. If you could send it up here, we're a little on the chilly side. I appreciate the call.
It is sunny outside.
Yep. And our Eagles are going to do it. Just stay tuned. Seth, thanks for the call.
Praying.
Seth Grossman from Atlantic City, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and all this stuff, of course, is posted on libertyandprosperity.com.
Yes. Yes.
But the number one topic that everyone agrees on is the breathtaking difference between the first 3 weeks of the Trump administration now and the last 4 years. And just one photograph, the way Donald Trump flipped the script with just one photograph. Remember in his first term, Donald Trump was portrayed as the enemy of women, who didn't respect women, who was keeping women down, and you had this whole protest, with the pink, whatever's when he was inaugurated.
Yep.
But what was the photograph that you think of with Donald Trump now? Donald Trump surrounded by adoring women. Young women, old women, women of all
Smart.
backgrounds.
Smart.
Because he is the one protecting women from biological men in women's sport. And just that one photograph flipped the script instantly. It was a brilliant strategic move, and Trump is doing that one time after another, and that's why this country has the optimism that you see right now.
Yep. Seth, let me bounce something off you. 5 largest importers, Germany, of what we import into this country, 160 billion. Japan, 172 billion. Mexico, 455 billion. China, 550 billion. Lastly, Canada, 665 billion. Most of it is cars, as we know. What are your thoughts on Trump? I think he's a magician. He knows how to control the situation. He knows the border is open in Canada. He knows the border has been open in Mexico, and he has put the squeeze on these people. I think he's done a masterful job in controlling at least illegals coming into this country through tariffs and the fear of tariffs. Your thoughts?
Well, tariff is a complicated thing, which we could leave for another day. But look at the
Give me a
corruption.
30-second today.
Of what's going on right now.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
With Elon Musk, the Democrats complain that how could you have a successful businessman be in charge of running so much of the government? And they forget to tell you that the term kitchen cabinet begins because Andrew Jackson, back in the 1820s, would have the top business people advise him. That's why they called it the kitchen cabinet.
Yep.
You had Teddy Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson. They called them the $1-a-year men.
Yep.
Successful business people, but and they didn't have official government jobs. So President Wilson, President Roosevelt hired them for $1 a year, and that's all that Elon Musk is doing.
Yes.
And what we have to do, instead of talking about keeping other countries out, we have to ask, why did American industry collapse in the first place? And American industry collapsed in the first place because, number one, we were not providing a cheap, reliable energy. We were punishing companies for who hired the best people, who did not follow the diversity, equity, and inclusion to hire lesser qualified people. We had all these taxes. We just to get a permit to do ordinary business. By Trump providing cheap energy, by letting companies hire the best and the brightest, by letting companies get the permits they need to do ordinary business, that is overnight changing the whole dynamics, and that's why our economy is booming.
Yep. And
I'm
I'm with you, but I want to bounce this off of you too. This wasteful government spending, as you see. I mean, there are a lot of people, Seth, that are scurrying around now because somebody or somebodies has lined their pockets pretty good. I mean, I believe the guillotine is going to fall soon, and a lot of people are going to get their fingers cut off. Your thoughts?
Here's what you're missing. The evil is not wasting the money. The evil is in two things. The Democrats are number one, as Steve pointed out. A lot of the money was going to pay off the media.
Yep.
Was going to political, was going to the New York Times, was going to all these the websites and radio stations to hire investigators who would make up all this phony dirt on Trump and conservatives and Republicans and bury the real evil of Democrats. So you talk about election interference. We find out that we were talking about George Soros' money, as Elon Musk pointed out. George Soros was just putting in peanuts. Most of the massive money turning the media against Trump and Republicans and in favor of Democrats was our own tax dollars. And that's what Musk has uncovered. And he uncovered all that in just one tiny agency. And now that Musk is saying, I bet you this stuff is going on in all the agencies.
Of course.
And that's why the Democrats are running after these judges they could find, these Obama and Biden judges, to try to stop it, because I guarantee it's all over. But here's a second thing that Democrats understand that Republicans don't, and that's patronage.
Yeah.
When you say this money is being wasted, to the Democrats, it's not being wasted at all, because they're taking these Democrat activists and they're giving them do-nothing, high-paid jobs. So they could do nothing but plot and scheme and prepare campaigns to defeat Republicans. I'll give you an example. I ran for Congress back in 2018. I lost. When I lost the election, I was broke. I was tired. I was out of politics for 2 or 3 years. What happens when a Democrat loses an election? What happens is they get this do-nothing, high-paid job somewhere. So they actually get rewarded for losing. And then 2 years later, when they have all this money and they get rich and they being paid to do nothing, then they run and they're a big, powerful candidate the next time out. So the Democrats understand the patronage. The Republicans don't. And by cutting out this patronage, Elon Musk is doing another great service.
Yes.
Because he's drying up the money and he's giving us a level playing field for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. Before I leave you go, we only have another minute or so or two before the break. I want to touch base with you with the hostages in Israel. I have to tell you the truth. The gentlemen that came home the other day are famished. They looked as if they're three-quarters dead. It's got to be a very difficult position, not just for Bibi, but for Trump as well, in trying to figure out how to get these people home safely, because they're disintegrating. My God, they're torturing these people to the nth degree. Obviously, we don't sit in on meetings and we don't know why things are taking as long as they are. A few trickle down here, a few trickle down there. You know, Seth, there could be another 75 people there. I mean, this is in a strange situation. Before we go to break, give me your 30 seconds thoughts on that.
Well, Trump was absolutely brilliant when he said, we've tried the solution of keeping the Palestinians in Gaza all this time. And he exposed the hypocrisy, because the Palestinians say, we just want our own independent state. Just help us have our own independent state. So they had an independent state in Gaza with no Jews, with no restrictions on what they could do. And they spent the last 20 years just building tunnels and rockets and trying to kill Jews. So when Trump says, okay, if these people are unhappy in Gaza and they're refugees, let's resettle them in other countries so they'll be happy. And right away, the Hamas is saying, oh, no, we don't want to go anywhere. We love Gaza. Gaza's our home. So in just one word or one sentence, Trump exposed the hypocrisy of it. And what he also exposed is that many Palestinians are saying, we don't want to live here with Hamas telling us what to do. We want to have normal lives elsewhere. So he changed the whole discussion with just one sentence. If I could just 1 minute, I want to talk about.
Please, because I only got another 30 seconds for you here. Go ahead. I'm up against this hard break.
Okay, let's stop using the word sanctuary to describe local towns that defy federal law. The correct word is confederate. The last time we had local and state officials saying, we don't recognize the Constitution. We don't recognize Article 6 of the Constitution that requires every local and state and county official to swear to support the Constitution and the laws under it. We have federal laws that limit immigration. We do that because we can't possibly have all 8 billion people in the world, 2/3 of which are living in poverty and misery. If all the people who are poor in the world come to America, they're not going to have better lives. They're going to destroy our lives. So federal law is doing a great thing, and every state and local official takes an oath of office to support our immigration laws. And when they break their oath of office, they're basically guilty of sedition. They're the insurrectionists. They're the ones guilty of perjury for breaking their oath. And we've got to point that out time and time again.
Seth Grossman, libertyandprosperity.com. You're the best. We will see you soon. Thanks for the call. Anthony, I'm going to see you on the other side of the break. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. It's Eagles Sunday. We'll see you on the other side.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Hey Eagles fans, this is Barbara Schreiner of the Dudette Dental Group, the official dentist of the Philadelphia Eagles. We want to wish A.J. Reed and the entire team good luck in New Orleans. Remember, get your smile parade day ready. Come visit us at PhiladelphiaEaglesDentist.com and smile like the birds.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-317-2277. That's 800-317-2277. 800-317-2277.
Valspar products make any project easy. Valspar Exterior Stain and Sealer makes preserving your fence a breeze. Valspar Reserve makes updating the den a piece of cake.
Red velvet.
And giving your siding new life with Valspar Defense is a walk in the park. So no matter what projects are on your list, Valspar has everything you need to make it a day at the beach. Valspar, made for more. Get it at Lowe's.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing.
Free speech lives here on Odyssey's #1 talk station. Talk Radio 1210. WPHT.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles, Larry Casanova. There's an empty seat. Come in and sit with your Uncle Barry. And why don't we take a call together from Anthony? Anthony, you're live on the air with Uncle Barry and Larry Casanova. Good morning.
Uncle Barry, good morning. I want to give big shout-outs to you and my man Larry.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking the call.
Of course.
And just, on the topic, and I sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but I want to, it's nuts, the money we're sending overseas to these countries.
Yep.
I work too hard as a plumber to find out we're sending $20 million for Sesame Street,
I know.
$50 million for condoms. I know you guys work extremely hard also.
Yep.
It just boggles my mind. We're 2 weeks into this administration, and this is what they're already finding. We have 4 more years of this. What else are they going to find?
Yeah. What are you looking for, Anthony, from this administration, other than what they've done so far? There's so many things in the hotline, in the network. What are you personally looking for as an American citizen?
So, Barry, I'm an 18-year-old conservative. I've been a conservative since Uncle Donnie walked across that stage with that golden hair when I was in 4th grade, right? And now I'm 18, and I told you I started my life. I got a good job. And, in 3-4 years, I want to be able to know I can afford a house, know I can afford to buy what I want, and, take my 2-week vacation without working a ton of overtime all year.
Yep.
It's just, it comes down to the simple financials that, 10, 15 years ago, you didn't have to think about this. It was like, pretty much a done deal.
Yep.
If you had a good job and you had, this, that, and the other. But now anymore, you're scrimping and saving, and you got 30-year-olds, 35-year-old kids still living with their parents. It's not their fault.
I know.
But
I know
they can't
this.
afford it.
I know this is an obscure question to ask an 18-year-old, but my question would be, what would you tell future generations if you could talk to them now? What would you say to them, along with yours, but future generations? What would you say?
Always vote Republican.
Well done.
That's what I would say.
Listen, I want to thank you for your call. Hang in there. Give me an Eagles score before you go.
So I got a block pool going, so I'm hoping that the score is 21, 8 to 10, maybe something like that.
Mm-hmm. There
I'll
you
take
go.
21-10. That's my block pool.
You're the best. Listen, thanks for calling in. It's
Way to
much
go, Ed. Go
appreciated.
Thank you. And real quick, vote Jack Citarelli for governor.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
throw that in there.
Listen, Larry Casanova, you're here every Sunday with me. You assist Kurt on the other side. I want to ask you the following. What warnings do you see for us as a nation? And we don't have much time, believe it or not. You've got 15 seconds. Go ahead, my brother.
15 seconds. The future of the party is bright when we have guys like Anthony, coming in. I've spent time with him. He's a very sharp individual. He's going to be great for the party. And then, listen, future generations, it's not enough to just work smarter.
Yep.
You got to work harder and smarter.
There you go. Kurt, I want to thank you on the other side. Whether you're pursuing success as an entrepreneur, in sales, or in everyday life, the experiences and lessons of others are valuable resources. Those who keep learning and growing often find success, Anthony. Where will your next success lie? Philly, on your busy Sunday, grateful to you for spending some time with me. You have been listening to The Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Have a great week, a healthy week. Turn up that music, Kurt. A safe week. And we will see you next weekend. Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. Thanks for always being there for me. I appreciate you.
Tom Giordano.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Can you throw a football 40 yards out?
40 yards, I'm not so sure. Can you?
Of course.
Well, yeah, that's one of the claims that he always makes is a 40-yard football throw.